Are we ready? Yo, what is going on? Tell me if this is too loud. I think we're good. Mic check. Mic check. Third like. Nice, man. Oh, geez. Well, welcome everybody to another happy Monday in the market. Jiminy crikey, looking at some stuff. Looks actually pretty good. Anyways, if you're new, welcome. By the way, if you guys can shoot this stream a little retweet, that would be helpful. Get this out. Like the posts, like the video. Appreciate you guys. As always, party on. Yes. Good morning. Jordy said he may come in. We'll see. I'm not going to hold him to it. I know he's got a lot of stuff going on. But man, we have another crazy week as we head into the holidays here. So, by the way, not this week. Next week is Thanksgiving. So there's a little bit, I'm expecting some volume to kind of fall off sooner than later. And we may get, just maybe, we may get a little market melt up. It was a little choppy last week, especially towards the end of last week. It felt a little rough, not going to lie. So I'm kind of just chilling right now. I think we're going to be all right, but we'll get into it. So again, welcome, by the way, if you're new. Every Monday, what we do here is we kind of just go over what happened last week, some of the economic data points, any events that are coming up this current week, and anything that really, may move the markets moving forward, and potentially some stuff that might be moving things in the rear view mirror. So let's see. I'm just trying to find something. There was some headlines, by the way, before I get into this. There were some headlines on NVDA. I mean, not NVIDIA, geez. My mind's just thinking NVIDIA this week. Some headlines on Tesla. I think it was about FSD potential. I think it was potentially a federal approval. I'm not finding it right now. Appreciate you. Some kind of federal approval potential. CarMax files chapter 11. Whoa. Oh no, this is CarMax. Oh, CarMax. No, that would have been a big headline. I didn't see that one. Man, where's I really wanted to find this Tesla headline and it is not coming to me. All right. Tesla pops pre-market after Trump wants to relax U.S. self-driving rules. Yeah, it's huge pop. Just CNBC. Tesla wants to relax U.S. self-driving rules. That was it? I guess so. I guess that was it. And then SMCI potentially not getting delisted from the NASDAQ. We shall see. AMP, what's going on, man? All right, so let's get into this. Let me pull up my screen real quick. So here's this week. This is what we got on deck for earnings. Shout out Earnings Whisperer for the tweet. I just thought that was hilarious. But you know what? Pretty much all week, GM. Pretty much all week. This is the deal. So this is, I believe, Wednesday. But let's get into it. So some of the data points we got last week, pretty mellow. Really not a whole lot. Small business optimism rises 93.7 in October from 91.5. So as we go through this, I'm going to look at this calendar. I'm just going to tell you right now, there's a lot of, Powell spoke last week, and I think some of the market, and that might have been the biggest pivot. Good afternoon, Frankie. Might have been the biggest pivot when he says, hey, look, we're not in a rush to cut rates, right? And that was Powell late last week due to a strong economy. And you can see all the economic data coming in terms of the actual economy, small business optimism rising, U.S. economic optimism, 39-month high, 53.2 versus 46.9 prior. There's a lot of spending going on. Retail sales here. Estimate 1.9 coming in at 2.8, pretty hot versus a 1.7 prior. We don't have this on the board, but Ace, what's up, Ace? Bing bong, are you in? Ace, join that link I DM'd you if you want to roll through in your Discord DMs. Sent it to you in Discord. Join that and I'll see your camera start popping up. Anyways, let me hide this real quick. Sorry. So businesses are doing good, right? People are spending money. I think that's the thing. You know, if inflation is all about the velocity of money, just a reminder, right? That's what inflation is all about. If people are spending money, there's no reason to lower interest rates, because that could, and this is the argument, that could kind of put a little bit, like that could simulate some extra spending and potentially increase inflation in the near term. Now, there's a whole nother piece of this inflation, which is kind of where we get wonky, is like there's the housing market. So the housing market has nothing to do with this. And the housing market has its own thing. And that, I think, has a lot to do with supply. And if he can drop rates, then that would incentivize builders to probably build more, which would increase the supply in the housing market and eventually lower those rates. But, you know, in terms of retail spending, look, it's and enterprise spending, lowering rates near term, that would probably would increase inflation a little bit. So there's that little give and take right now that we're dealing with, that the Fed's dealing with. CPI. So, by the way, so U.S. household debt hits record high. I mean, that's wild. So this is always a thing. By the way, we're constantly hitting record highs, but this is kind of like your bear case. The dollar, and I know Jordan was looking at this dollar trade. I'm very interested in the gold trade right now, specifically because of that dollar index. And I think the dollar index, I've been watching this thing. I'm hoping, we don't know. I'm hoping it's topped out. But at this point, you know, if the dollar pulls back, gold is at a very amazing support level. And there's Jordy right there. Gold's at a really amazing support level. What's up, Jordy?
What's up, baby?
He's in the house.
I'm in the house.
What's up? We're actually just talking about gold.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I missed it all. I did everything I wanted, hit all my targets. I missed it all.
I don't think you missed anything, man. So we'll go through
I know.
that.
I just missed the initial move that I wanted.
Yeah, you missed the initial move, but I think this one may have legs, and we'll take a look at a couple things to tell us, like, if I'm going to focus on something, you know, the market's going to get a little choppy right now. We're heading into really just NVDA earnings. I believe Walmart reports also. And you know, I think it's all building up to this NVIDIA moment. And in the meantime, the one area of the market that's really not going to get affected is gold. And the gold and gold miners are at really good support levels. So I think that trade may just kind of be like in the clear for a longer term swing. That's just me. So we'll take a look at that. Again, CPI, so that's the dollar, and I want to watch the dollar. I want to see the dollar coming down. We'll take a look at the charts later. CPI year over year coming at 2.6 core CPI, so this actual inflation hitting 3.3. There are three main points in terms of, so CPI is inflation, and where inflation is really coming in, we just talked about rising shelter, food costs, and higher used vehicle prices. So rising shelter, I think, has a lot to do with supply. And again, this is the major reason why the market wants lower rates, is so that they can incentivize, so the builders will be incentivized to build more, which they're just not right now. So if the builders can build more, they'll increase supply. And as rates come down, essentially, Cam's in the house. What's up, Cam?
Let's go.
Eventually, you know, prices of housing will come down, but not until then. And then food costs. Food costs is, again, this is us just basic spending, things like that. And then used vehicle prices, top three pain points for CPI overall. PPI we got last week, kind of a nothing burger, but year over year was 2.4%, or we came in at 2.4%. versus 1.8 prior. That's actually a big one. And then the core PPI hitting a pretty heavy 3.1 versus 2.8 prior. So inflation is slightly going up. We are seeing more spending. Retail sales, again, coming in hot, 2.8 versus 1.9. Inflation, inflation is potentially going higher, and that's really a little bit of a concern right now. Let me turn this music down for you guys. Hopefully it's not too bad.
It's groovy. I need this playlist for my streams. Is it copyright free?
Yeah, Thomas. Yeah, Jordy's bouncing around stream to stream to stream for sure.
Bouncing around.
And then this is Powell essentially reiterating everything that we just laid out here. Due to the economy, he's not in a rush to decrease rates. So all that said, look, there's two pieces of this. It's all about the velocity of money. We have Black Friday coming in. So Jordy, I legitimately went to a Walmart last weekend. First time. I didn't realize how long.
First time? What do you mean? You never been to a Walmart?
No, I don't go to Walmart, dude. I'm not a Walmart person, like at all. And I haven't been to Walmart in so long. I was shocked, man. I was shocked. First of all, it was absolutely like freaking animals running around over the whole store. Like, I immediately realized this is why I don't like to go to Walmart. It was freaking busy as hell.
Bunch of people going crazy just trying to buy
because Mama wanted to get this train for baby paper. Oh, by the way, I'll show you guys a picture in a second. His first birthday's coming up pretty soon. Dude, we have the best freaking invites ever. Like, it's absolutely hilarious. But she's like, hey, look, I want to get this train because they're starting their Black Friday sales. And I'm like, what? Like, it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, dude, they're running Black Friday sales. I'm like, dude, what is happening right now? So, I mean, that goes to the spending, that goes to retail sales. I think Walmart does report this week. But yeah, just as an aside,
I mean,
this
just
is
had CPI. It came out online, right?
Yeah. Check this out. This is the invite.
That is
baby
awesome.
Paper.
Oh, I love it.
One with the Force, man.
Look at this, the Oracle, dude. Oh.
Is that not the coolest invite ever?
That is.
I was like, dude, she did a really good job. But anyways, let's get back to business, man. All right, so that's where we are in terms of the data points. This week, super mellow week. I searched the calendar. I'm like, you know what? We really don't have nothing important. So I think it's very Jordy Rugg spaces for the stream. Did you? I love that. It's
dude.
Whoops. He's all whoops.
No, it just turned off. Where is it?
Oh God.
I thought I was on that screen, bro.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
I guess not.
I don't know. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to Walmart. I have no intention of doing that. But I will tell you this: when I was there, I was shocked at how many of those drive up, and I thought it was a COVID
I'll start
thing
it back up, Amp.
when you can order ahead and then you have them bring their stuff out to your car. But there was a ton. I mean, there's like 50 spots reserved for order ahead pickup, and they were no joke. They were wheeling out like massive, 6 foot tall carts of stuff that people were ordering, going from car to car to car. So and Target too. Target definitely does that. But Walmart, I was absolutely shocked. So if we're gonna get anything on the inflation side, I think we get housing permits, building permits, and housing stats this week. They really haven't been a big market mover, but I think it's something definitely to watch. The only bond auction we have that might be notable is a 20-year, but honestly, it's probably not even that notable. I mean, look at this. This is the calendar. This is nothing unless I missed something, and I'll just double check this, but I don't think I did.
Spaces is back, by the way.
Yeah.
We're live with Knots now.
Tuesday. Yeah, no, there's nothing on this calendar, man.
Not really. I mean, we got some stuff, but nothing like wild. We got jobless claims. We got home sales.
Yeah, but jobless claims, dude. So jobless claims came in at what was the low? It was massively low. So jobless claims 6-month low last time. So we're as good as we can get in terms of the job front. Economic optimism is high. GDP is looking good. People are spending. They're spending so much that household debt is hitting record highs, and retail sales are up. So, no rush to cut rates. That's the situation. Hood Legends. Oh, is it? Hood Legend is available. I will have to take a look at that. I will definitely have to take a look at that. I don't have that one yet, but yeah, so super light week in terms of data, which means that we would normally just be in the clear to kind of like melt up. But that said, I think there's the earnings setup that we have to take a look at. Let me pull that earnings calendar. Let me pull it from Earnings Whisper here in a little bit. But here, this is where I do track the Dow 30. So this is the top 30 companies in the market. We know that NVIDIA is now replacing Intel. So we will get, I think we're going to get 31 this quarter. But so far, I mean, we're actually tracking pretty good. This was my best quarter, the best quarter on record that I have, Q4 of last year. 29 beats, no misses, 1 meeting expectation. Hola. But so far this is looking pretty good. Intel is going to be out. NVIDIA is going to be in. And I think we have CRM coming in also. And then I did want to check one thing. So this is a quick check on Fraggle's chart that he sent me, which I'm blessing. So he always said, don't quote me on this chart, but I love the chart. But this is of the last 50 years. So when we look at seasonality, we look at essentially like in the presidential election, year 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the cycle. This is of the last 50 years, just zoomed in on the election year. So coming into the actual elections, we usually get this little bleed out, which we did get this year. And then election day, you get a massive pop and run, which we also got. But look at this. This, I think, is what we might have just gotten. So you get this little bit of a pullback into some minor supports, which line up to wherever we were prior. I think if we get that, then that's your bounce into the final piece of what I would say is, the Santa Claus rally. But I know everybody, I started saying Santa Claus rally last year in October. I got a bunch of shit for it. I believe
Santa Claus
it starts
rally in December to end of year is like the retail Santa Claus rally, but the real Santa Claus rally.
So have you ever heard of this thing called the January effect? You might not have. So January effect
only from you.
It's specifically for IWM. And so in IWM, it has its own seasonality that from October to February of the following year, that's like the most bullish time of year for IWM, and that's exactly where we're landing. And so I think same thing here is like the whole build up into the quote unquote Santa Claus rally, which technically is like only like 3 or 4 days. I think this whole time of year is like the rally time. But anyways, that's where we are. I think we get a little retest. We'll look at some charts. Certain things I think look coiled, but I want to be a little cautious. I think that they look really good into the end of the year. But again, we'll have to be a little cautious. So heading into earnings this week. So there we go. We do get Walmart tonight. So it's technically Walmart reports tomorrow morning. But if you wanted to trade Walmart, the last time, and this is noting before market open or after market close, if you want to trade Walmart, the last time to do it is today at the close. You can't wait for tomorrow. So Walmart, Lowe's, XPeng, if we have any XPeng traders, tomorrow, I think those are coming in hot. Then Wednesday, before the open, Target, TJX, and Wix.com. So again, that's Tuesday after the close, last day to trade them for Target, TJX, Neo, Wix.com. These are actually interesting, right? So typically, as an aside, Walmart and Target have like kind of gone sideways. This is going to be a tough one for Walmart. I mean, this thing has been cracking all-time highs so, like all year long. So I wouldn't be surprised. My gut is saying that Walmart has a little bit of a pullback, then base, and then continue on. But that's where I would be on that one right now. That's just total guess, which I won't trade for that because I have no idea. And then, yeah, we get Wednesday after the close, the big day, NVIDIA. So right now on NVIDIA, what we're seeing, and this is typical, so we see usually like a little bit of a dip into earnings on things that have had a pretty heavy move to the upside. We saw this on Palantir. So we saw Palantir, huge move into earnings. And then the week before, it kind of pulled back, even like a couple days before. And then boom, she takes off, right? So we have that. Snowflake, Palo Alto Networks, also big earnings reports Wednesday night. And then you get some China after that. Looks like Baidu. Honestly, I if I were to do a neutral trade, I'd probably do Baidu. I mean, look at Baba. It reported like record earnings and the thing has not moved. China stocks do not move off fundamentals like US stocks or Western stocks. It just doesn't happen. So there's that. And these are two big movers. Elastic, Gap, NetApp is not a big mover, but a good stock. Anyways, do you have any earnings that you're looking for, Jordy?
Not really, man. I mean, obviously everybody's watching.
It's all NVIDIA, man.
It's all NVIDIA.
It's all NVIDIA. So like even today, I think I haven't looked at NVIDIA yet.
I mean, PDD might be interesting.
Yeah, if it's around like PDD, I'm not.
PDD and PanW as well. I was kind of interested in that.
Yeah, PDD is towards the bottom of the box for sure. That could be interesting. Actually,
I don't know. I don't take a lot of action around earnings, to be completely honest.
Have you been buying stuff on Temu?
No, I have not bought a single item ever off Temu. I want to say
that's Pinduoduo.
Never.
That's PDD. I mean, if you don't use it, you gotta use it, right?
Okay, Paper, why are you not using Earnings Hub? Come on, dog. Come on.
I mean, I do.
I'm gonna be the one to switch you over to Earnings Hub, right?
No, I use Earning Hubs, but for the quick snapshot, I take this one. It's just cleaner.
Yeah, I gotta give you shit, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. It is what it is. Netflix, yeah, always along. I see that. I took some Netflix short over the weekend, covered some out of the gate, held some runners. Till I couldn't hold them anymore, and then I was like, "I'm out of here, dude." But yeah, it looked it does a reversal. It hit my target. It was like 806 in the pre-market, and whenever stuff happens like that, it's like usually like, man, it's a bummer, especially when you're trading options. But kind of is what it is. Timo is a scam. Yes. Toy stuff. Yeah, no, you know what? Temu's in the business of selling your data. That's what they're in. That's the deal. Yeah. But hey, look, so we've got to the meat of this and we're coming into the halfway point, and this is, everyone's favorite part, right? So, Jordy, you want to check in with Miss Cleo? I think
let's check in.
I think I'm ready. So without further ado, let's have at it. All right, so I have not read these or really even looked at these at all.
Oh boy!
All right,
the world card. I don't know.
Okay. First glance, I know I've seen these before. The world, I think, is really good. I think, as far as I can remember, it's like you've got it all. Is that a little bull? I don't know what that is. Wow, look at there's like a little bull. Is that a lion?
It's a lion.
An eagle of some sort. I have no idea what that is.
That's
and she's got two wands
up there.
She's up in the clouds, dude. That's all I can say. She's flying high. She's up in the clouds. I know Wheel of Fortune actually can be really wild. Really wild. And then King of Wands. All right. So King of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Page of Swords is usually like, I don't think it's the greatest one. Maybe flat. I don't see a lot of oh man. Look at this one. The Emperor on Thursday.
Oh.
So Emp's card is coming out on Thursday. That is NVIDIA reporting Wednesday night. So that's our NVIDIA card. And then Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles is coins. Look at this yellow. I think, Jordy, that means that gold rallies on Friday.
Oh, dude, don't even give
Look at all the yellow on that card. Look at all the yellow on this card, dude.
So gold. Now I'm trying to pinpoint like back test spots, right? Because we're gonna get some sort of back test.
Look, every card here has a little bit of gold in it. Gold,
yeah,
gold,
I like
gold.
That.
Little gold, but
I got some spots near 2600 if we get
big
there.
Gold on Friday. I really like this. I'm
keeping eyes on for sure.
Oh man, I can't see only Fraggle is roasting us in the chat. Any thoughts? Any thoughts on Uber dip? No. I gotta wait. We gotta wait. Uber, I think was it's the Tesla headline that hit Uber for sure. All right, so let's.
I just stopped buying Uber when I took my Uber profits and put it into Tesla. Just like,
yeah, I think it's fine. So,
there's a choice to be made there, and I'm gonna have to make the same choice.
Article
with AMD and NVIDIA at some point.
Look at all that she wrote on the theme card. So the theme card is the world. First, she points out, feels the need to point out the multitude of synchronicities that have appeared in this week's draw. Okay. Last week began with wands, the major arcana on Tuesday, drew swords on Wednesday, and closed with pentacles on Fridays. Look for potential similarities regarding price action on those days. So she's saying Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, every other day. So up, chop, up. I don't know. Back-to-back major arcana theme cards implies that there's big energy afoot. Yeah, big energy afoot. I think this is where we get really whippy. Is it red? I got to go back to the card to see red. This implies that, and we're not ready to change the tempo quite yet. Whatever, Miss Cleo. Whereas the devil can bind us to negative energy. I thought the devil was pretty good. The world brings a more positive outlook. We may be suffering from weakness in the short term. Yes. So last week close was pretty weak in the short term, but we are building the power to levitate. We're building the power to levitate and turn our hopes and dreams into reality. That's right, baby.
That's right.
All right. So yes, I think this is Amazon right now. We're building a base to levitate and bring our dreams into reality. All right, so that's what it is. Monday, King of Wands. This last Monday was the Page of Wands. We had a bit of a chop before end of day drop. Okay, King could arrive today to complete the work begun by the Page. Okay, so a bit of a bounce with the chop, with the drop. Who knows? Like all wands, he is impulsive, but this one is more than most. Interestingly, he's biased to the positive side, but not in a way that brings us a strong trend. Okay, this leaves us stuck in between, and we did have a gap day today. This leaves us stuck in between two outcomes. I prefer to lean on history, but we'll be prepared for a repeat of last Monday's holiday action. Just mind the swings. All right, Tuesday. So whatever happens, if we close red, Tuesday is the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know if she's saying it's YOLO or what. So let's say last Tuesday's major arcana was the High Priestess, which brought the expected consolidation for a larger move. This week we get a Wheel of Fortune, which usually brings a change in direction. However, I noticed that it only mean reverts after negative days. It prefers continuation after positive days. Okay, so it reverts to the mean after red day and continues after green days. Okay, so this is green. We should also note that this card can bring mean reversion on all time frames, including short term and long term. Be ready for change in energy that may set the tone for the next week or two. I have a couple setups that look just like this. But we'll see. So Wednesday is the Page of Swords. Last Wednesday's swords play was a bear trap. So this Wednesday could be a bear trap. This might be like the final NVIDIA sell-off. So I'm going to trim any NVIDIA long-term stuff tomorrow, hopefully, as long as we have a green day before we get to Wednesday, because I do think that last day right before earnings could be a rough one. So this week we get the Page, which can imply a new start corresponding to changing energy of the wheel. However, it actually brings mean reversion about 90% of the time. So if we have Monday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, green, Wednesday, pull it back. I think that makes sense right ahead of NVIDIA's earnings, and then it's game time. However, it actually brings a mean reversion. I would play this in the opposite direction of Wednesday. Did she not know that this is Wednesday's reading? I would play this in the opposite direction of Wednesday. What? In fact, it usually repeats the energy from the prior day too. So that means trend. See, this is where she's getting all lopsided here. She doesn't know what she's talking about. So that means the trend brings opposite trend and chops opposing and chop brings opposing chop. Okay, maybe it's just chop. Oh God. Anyways, Thursday is Emp's card. This is the Emperor. This is one. This one is tough to predict, but he does bring a pretty straightforward price action that often trends for most of the day. Yeah. So whatever happens to NVIDIA will probably determine the trend for all of Thursday. He has 20% chance of bringing chop, but usually that happens after a big swing that leaves price gaps. Otherwise, look for a trend day and follow the Momo. All right. Miss Cleo's calling trend day Thursday. So she's usually good on those kind of, if she's saying trend or chop. Friday is the Queen of Pentacles. Last Friday's Pentacles card brought the biggest bloodbath. Oh God, brought the biggest bloodbath of the week. This is true. This one may do the opposite and keep us trapped in place for most of the day. The Queen doesn't bring positive. Really? The Queen does not bring positivity, but she brings strength in order to help us protect our wealth, the gold. Right? Not much to do here, but sell options or take the day off. All right. So she thinks that it's mostly today, tomorrow, and then possibly revert midweek. I think. Okay, recap. A bit of everything this week. Big swings Monday, reversion Tuesday, continuation, more reversion, and a choppy day to close the week. That's it. That's all she wrote. Look at this. You already got fans in here.
Dude, Bucker, man.
Oh, man. Anyways, there was this. This is the January effect, by the way. This is for IWM. Look at this. Yeah. So this is October, November, December. Russell 2000. This is 40 years of data. Bottoms. October, November, December, boom, kaboom. This is it. I think this is moonshot coming soon. Actually, dude, if I overlaid the chart right now, it looks very similar.
It looks like the same.
Very similar. Too funny. We do have a heavy gap fill right now. So this is IWM. Look at this. Session got filled on Friday, holding. I like it. I don't love it. It can come in a little bit more, to be fair, but I like it. I'm not in love with it. What I want to see is this trend. Well, contractors just drop something heavy back there. So we're not out of the weeds yet. So I want to see this kind of start to break, which means it probably won't be ready to roll unless we have a daily opening over 232, give or take, on IWM. So keep that one on watch. Close, but not quite. In terms of the broader indices, look, SPY, very similar. Breakout, pullback, boom, and then retesting right here, right now. I haven't looked at, let me see, NFP levels. Turn them on. Where are my NFP levels? We're lagging. Do we need to update? No. Let this work for a second. Uh-oh. Where are NFP levels, Jordy?
You don't have them?
This thing is glitching on me.
Looking at SPY.
I'm going to have to open it.
I know we cut through on Friday on SPY.
Fed rate. First Friday of the month was the first. It's right here. Okay. So yeah, now now it shows up. Okay. So NFP levels here. Whoa, we're way down there. 575. That is the 50-day simple moving average on SPY. So right now we're just retesting this as long as we can hold the 20-day, which is 585, give or take. We are probably good and we can start to retrace this. What I want to do is I'm just going to take a quick fib. So halfway point brings us to about 595. So 592 to 594, 65 retracement is about 595, almost to the penny on this one here. And an average weekly range, boom, to the upside would basically fill this fair value into 597s. And we have a big volume shelf here. So for now, of this consolidation range, of this guy, your point of control for this whole thing is 582. So if we do break below the 20-day, I think we could get a breach to 582, but we don't have that happening yet. We could have, but as long as we're over this and ultimately the 20-day, I think this makes perfect sense. And this is an average weekly range. So honestly, these are pretty spot on. I wouldn't really move too much far away from that. But that brings us just to filling this fair value from last week into that 570s, 597s, just under 600. If we do fail from here, an average week's range could take us to that 575 or that NFP low that we saw on SPY. So that's for SPY. Qs are very similar. What is this? Get out of here. So NFP levels, actually we're holding right on the Q. So this is from July. So as long as we're over 496, I don't see us going below, but if we do, we hit this 50-day and an average week's range to the upside, very similar on the Qs, brings us right into that 515 area with a midpoint of 505. And I think 505 is a big deal on the Qs. And we have something super similar for SPY too. So here's a little bit broader range. So not last week, but the week before, we have a big breakout week. We retraced literally half of that. We're probably going to get an inside week right now. If we get over this 505 area, that's when we can start to see some extension and continuation. But this may be post NVDA on this guy. I think SPY is super similar. Yeah. So this SPY actually outside week on SPY, meaning that we just barely breached the lows last week, and we clearly went over here. And so normally what we do on these kind of setups is we look for about halfway of a retrace, and that's exactly where last week's low was. When you have an outside week, expect an inside following, which is right about here. So at this point, I think that we're probably going to be in the green as long as we can hold this 585 on SPY. That is my take there. Qs, a little bit different. I'm going to take a little bit broader look, but similar, right? So big outside week. Actually, again, this is right in there, and we had filled essentially 240s. I think this is a big exhaustion area, but if we can crack through, this is finally going to be all-time highs on IWM, which would be wild. First time in forever. Flush coming. We can look at Amazon. Do you want to do a Bitcoin check? I think we're healthy. Healthy. We're consolidating at the highs. I don't know if it's this week, but it's usually Thanksgiving week and post Thanksgiving. So we may see a little bit of a run up. But it's when everybody gets together. This thing, Jordy, do you guys have family dinners and stuff for Thanksgiving?
Of course.
So it's going to be like this year. If you remember the last time, it was like Coinbase had commercials going for that Thanksgiving Day, like football game and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's going to be like, if you hear the friends and family being like, yo, do you still have Bitcoin? And they ask you, how do I buy Bitcoin? Yeah, we know it's happening, and it's probably going to be going down. And it usually happens at Thanksgiving, heading into Thanksgiving. But like, obviously, that's the pinnacle. So if we see a breakout, there may be some anticipation into, and then if it actually comes to fruition, it's blast off time post Thanksgiving, and we'll see that happening in the charts. But for now, stay there. I think, these dips may end up being viable in general. Diamonds look a little basey. So I did say 2 charts, and then we'll take a look at the stuff. What's up, AK? So the dollar. So the dollar typically runs like inverse to gold, but dollar has been on a bit of a tear. I wanted to see the dollar crack at 104 and fail back down. That's not what happened at all. So I think at this point, look, we gotta be. I think we're a little overheated on the market. Yeah, I think we're a little overheated on the dollar. But if we can come back in to like 105s and ultimately hold in this area, I think that's going to be really bullish for a lot of things, but like precious metals initially. So that said, I think the dollar ran this much. Gold did not fail that much, but it did have a pretty epic fail. And here we are in gold. So this is, again, this is our daily scale. So a big breakout was here, 24. And then if I just took from that breakout level to the highs, this where we're landing actually like exactly in this range. So if we can get over this last pivot, 26.22, call it 26.25 for round numbers. This is actually looking pretty constructive to me. And I think you want to be long GLD or GC if we do get that kind of setup. And we're going to see confirmation with the dollar coming down. And then we will also see confirmation if the yields start coming down. So this is TNX. This is the 10-year yield. Dollar comes down, yields come down at the same time. So TNX coming down, yields coming down. We want to see the dollar coming down. That's go for gold. Those are our 2 confirmations. I know it's not the normal kind of confirmations that you're looking for, but that is what I want to see in terms of a net new like gold swing. Excuse me. To the upside. And I think this brings us into all-time high areas. But just to a quick retrace, initially 2690 is where I'd be looking for a continuation of this bounce right into here, and really to 2750s on GC. What does that put us for GLD though? So GLD, oh, look at this big bounce. The GLD is going to put us in the 250s. So I could look at, get that out of here. I do want to look at some options really quick. GLD. Option chains. Decent, 82,000 calls, 29,000 puts. What did I say, 250s? Look at this. Look at this. They're already hammering this. Their March 2025's 246 calls, a single trader order, 2,000 lot at $7.81 per contract. January 249's going out 1,600 lot for $3.30 a piece. Yeah, they're in there. And short dated 241s. Those are cheapies. A lot of selling puts, selling 240 puts. Yeah, I think they're on, Jordy.
I just got out all my shorts. I was short off that like 55 area right there.
UNQs.
Yeah. I think. Oh no, we got
Jordan. Look at this. Like the March contracts, 2,000 lot, 246s random. I don't know that this needs that much time. 242 to 250. Ooh, this is a nice debit spread. 242 to 249 call debit spread for January, sitting at 280. Looking at a 1 to 3 on that. IV is slightly high here. It's not horrible, but that's with this big day today.
I'm having a hard time trying to decide where I would want to pick up.
I think you just go for it at the close, or like if you see a red day, then you go for it starter. I think I go for a starter. I'm
gonna do that. I'll probably do that with options, like you're saying on GLD, and then scalp within that move on futures, whatever I want to do. But.
Yep. So I did. There's also GDX. So GDX is the gold miners. This might even be a better spot. So GDX coming off the 200-day simple moving average right here. And clearly, well, to me, clearly coming out of this consolidation. So this is where I first went. So today, I think I can swing into 40s on GDX, the ETF. I like that actually a lot better as long as we close over this trend line. We're running into it right now. So if not, if we don't close over that, then I'm looking at a 3650 kind of pullback. Let me see. GDX. Okay, GDX, way better pricing. Way better pricing. 98,000 calls, 46,000 puts. January 39s and 40s are littered across the chain right now. I like that. I like that a lot better. Some people went way out there. I'm not trying to do that. I see a lot of 39s, which would be right into that 50-day simple moving average and the 20 right here. I think that makes the most sense. So GDX, in terms of your gold proxy, this is the miners. With this setup, I think next pullback or starter at the close, holding essentially 3650. I like a lot. I'm going to go ahead and take this order block right there. 3650 is right here. If we get a pullback to that somewhere towards the close, I'd like to see a bounce and then break through. But these are going to be like, usually we see gap through on these guys. So anyways, that's GDX. Yeah, GDXU for the 3X leverage. Yep. All right, so I know we can do a couple chart requests. I'm going to do one more that I think is important that I'm watching, and that's Meta. So I got caught last week in a 3 outside week. So this is where we are. So last week was an outside week. The week before was an outside week. So we have 2 outside weeks in a row on META, Meta. So what does that mean? That means that we could have some serious bing bong price action on this guy anytime, right? And I think it's like a price discovery mode, if you will. But this, I think we're at the low end of this range as we sit literally right now. So this is what I'm looking at on Meta. We started right in here. This is where we're going. I think these areas. Now this is the weekly. So last week, outside week, meaning that we broke. Here we'll do it twice, right? So this week here, nearly outside week. And then this week we broke that low almost towards the highs. Last week, definitively outside week on Meta. Here's the thing. It's this line. Let me get this line. 555.17. So if Meta's over 555.17, I think we have 2 targets. Number 1 is the halfway point. That's 575 at your 20-day and 50-day simple moving average. If we can continue on through that, then I think you see new highs. I don't think that this level, it's not that I don't think, when we have this type of setup, it's not about the horizontal lines. It's about the price discovery action. I think this could end up being something like this, and then potentially like this, where we slightly breach the highs on Meta. And that could be a single week if we have the right kind of news, but breaching the highs. Does this make sense? So this is a very serious, like, real trade to me. And this is triggering now. As long as we close over this 555.17, I think that's in order. it's wild, but that's first stop 575. I'd be looking at this one of two ways. I have a feeling that we might see like a big breakout on Meta towards the back half of the year. You know, there were a couple flows that were standing out heavy last week. I didn't take this, but one was the December 6th, 600 calls. I'm just going to take a look at them. They're pretty low. Well, the open interest is still there. So that means they still have them. I don't know if they bought them or they sold them at the time. It was like a $13 million order that came through for the 600 calls. Those are currently sitting at like $5 or $6 a piece. Those are currently sitting at $215. Not bad. If we get this trade, that's money. This is 2 weeks, right? So that would be pretty much right there. If you timed it absolutely perfectly, that's like absolute perfect timing. I'm seeing a decent amount of 380s for next week going out, about 275. That's again targeting this exact area. I think also good, but I was thinking more. So the last trade I took on Meta was in the Januaries. Might be a little bit too much time at this point because Meta is a hard one. The premiums are really expensive, or maybe not enough time possibly. But yeah, Marches are really expensive. I'm liking these December 600s more and more, honestly. So I think that would be, this setup is to breach the 600. Again, 555, hard cutoff, hard line in the sand. I think as long as we're holding this level, this daily setup, I think that starts today. And I closed my Meta yesterday, Friday at the close, and I knew, I was like, man, this is feeling like a potential like liquidity grab. I think that may be exactly what this is. But again, if it doesn't do this, you know, you just got to know it's a little bit risky. Just because if it fails 555, it's price discovery to the downside, which could be all the way down to this 530 area here. So I'm liking that one. And we'll take a look at Amazon. Jordy, do you want to look at Tesla or no. Okay, so Amazon looks good. Amazon's a retest.
Oh yeah.
Amazon is a clean retest. Nah, don't freaking touch Amazon. Mm-hmm. So first of all, Amazon monthly is confirmed, right? So we have a clean open over that prior 189 all-time high, 188 and change. It's confirmed. So we're just kind of like channel up. Do I think this goes this month? Not necessarily. This can chop. It can even come back there. I think this could be like 2 months sideways and then completely. But this is confirmed on a monthly perspective. You still have earnings coming January 30th. So we might get a little bit of a move into. But in terms of the weekly here, this is another retest all-time high. I would not go anywhere here at all. And I'm actually long this stock and options with leaps. Honestly, so if this is your big base pullback, I had it here from an extension perspective. This is 242. 242 here up to 250s. This is first stop extension on Amazon here. So right into the 250s and then potentially up to 3. It'd be 250, then hold and go nowhere for a while, and then extend up to 3, hold, go nowhere for a while, and then extend up to 350s. That's for like a year out, for all of next year. But look, this is how Amazon does. It goes sideways or nowhere for a very long time, and then finally decides to move, right? So this is a 2 years sideways, right? Amazon here, 2 years sideways, then a move. And at this point, we're just about, this is about a year sideways. So maybe not the biggest one. And this is 6 months. Yeah, she's ready for a move. So I'm thinking 250s first. You heard about the space exploration coming in the near future? No, but I know Bezos is still selling. We're like, he was done selling.
Still selling.
Yeah, he was done selling, and I think that's so. Every time Amazon starts to go, he'll sell. As long as he doesn't file for any more sales, I think you're okay. Because the first stop is in the 250s, and if he does have another filing, then yeah, it's gonna be rough. Actually, Amazon not bad at all. So Amazon, same thing, kind of outside, like building momentum here. This is looking a lot better. Last week was not Amazon's week, but if you look at it now today, Jordy even likes this one. So I might like this one for an all-time high breakout into the 250s too. So we technically have, I don't know.
I feel like Amazon did this not last year, but
Apple or Amazon?
Maybe the year prior. Amazon.
Oh, yeah. We can go back.
I was just thinking about it from
where
we they like blue balled us into the new year, and then into the new year, I think we hit.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. So this is September, Amazon. It was looking same kind of thing. September, Amazon, and then boom, big pullback, and then basically.
I've been waiting for Apple. It's just like it's this high time frame consolidation that everything looks good for it to break out. It's just a matter of when it's actually going to happen. It can come down and make as many higher lows as it wants and trade tight until it wants to actually do that. So. But I like it.
Yeah, Apple looks really good. Oh, dude.
It's taking time, but that means
look at this: 315,000 calls to 165,000 puts.
Well, that means it'll be a big blow off.
Earnings January.
We want to see.
Well, so earnings January, it just means there's leaning bullish. Top trades today. I don't know. It looks pretty neutral, and it looks like they're selling a lot of Jan 250s, selling 230s. So like this is where I'm at. So this looks good. I think this gets close, but I don't actually think this happens. I think this gets there, and then you get thoroughly disappointed. Then you see a pullback, and then you go. Does this make sense?
That makes more sense to me. It's it's what they've done. You know what I mean? I have to expect it until we see that big moment.
Yeah. Well, so random like this, take it for what it is. I think this is like 1, 2, possibly 3 tries, but it's not the third, it's the fourth that gets you. Unless this is 3 and this is unless this is 1, 2, 3, then it would go. But so to that end, I think it makes a run for it here, but I am not convinced that this actually goes down. So where would that leave this? I think that this leaves it at 232.33, and that's going to be a fair value from whenever this is. So I think that you could make a good run for it. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3. I don't know, Jordy. This might be it.
You think?
1.
I'm ready.
2, 3.
I don't have any options, but I'm holding equity.
Fourth time's the charm. I think you can definitely trade into the 235s. I would probably be deferring to. Oh, boom! There it is. There it is. December 20th, 235 calls, 25,000 volume. There she be in all her glory. That is what they're trading for. Do we go on December 6th? Yeah, December 6th is going to be a chop fest. I don't know if it's going to be enough time. I would defer December 20th. And I'm looking at a lot of 27th at the monies. Yeah, and the Januaries are into 250s. So I think they're thinking that this could be the fourth attempt, which puts your full extension of this consolidation right here into the 250, 260 area for Apple. She looks good, man.
Paper, I'm not gonna lie. You're just using, what you taught the class the other week on Coinbase this morning. I mean, dude, you could have caught the low date this morning. So Friday it triggered for me.
Yeah.
I took it in the competition portfolio, but I took it way late. I didn't get the
Nice.
retest of Thursday's high, so I waited till today. I was like, okay.
Dude, are
I'll
we
probably retest
320
it
right
again.
now?
Yeah, bro.
Let's go,
I'm
dude.
still in Connell, bro. You made me an extra fucking like $3 grand.
I
this
didn't. I
morning.
haven't.
I'm done
Yeah,
for
no.
the week. Are you
I'm
kidding?
good.
I'm not
I'm
even.
good. I'm good. Yeah, no, this is beautiful. What a retest.
It's beautiful because it's already what I knew, but just even more simplified and just, you know what I mean? You really clear.
Talking about like candlestick setup, like the strat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
just clean.
Yeah,
it's just clean. I don't need to. I don't even need SMAs or anything else like that.
No, you
it's
don't.
just you're good to go.
They could be nice to have. I use them as targets still, so I still like to have them. But like,
I use fair value. Like I use fair values and like some of the smart money concept stuff for targets. So I mean, technically, you know, this should be near target acquired. But like, look at this. You're good to go. I think you can extend a little bit, but now you want to see it base and hold.
I scalp oil too. Just for
I don't know, PB. I don't. I mean, I feel like AMD is just not happening.
It's
ever. Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna have to make a decision soon, paper, because I like NVDA better, and I own a lot of AMD, like for my portfolio, a decent amount. So it's
in general, I haven't owned AMD.
It's probably time to make a decision. I'm up great on it. I have it under $100, but it's like, how long is this really gonna last? NVIDIA is my second most held company as well, so
I mean,
AMD is my fifth.
This is not a spot to sell AMD. Let's be fair, right? So you have a low, higher low, and slightly higher low above that. So this last pullback was probably the absolute absolute lowest that AMD could have gone to like have any kind of sense of life in it. I just, from a valuation perspective, I think it's way more expensive than NVIDIA. Like it's still a story stock, so it's got to grow into that valuation. I think PB's right, but I think only to 145, and then you're still battling with this prevailing downtrend, which you tried, like you broke through, held, bounced, but then came back in, and now you're like channeled down, which is not really the best look. So this is channel down here, if that makes sense. This is what you're battling with. So I think you're at the bottom of that channel. I unless you're over 145, like strongly, and at this point, I would almost say you got to be over your SMAs for me to be a believer. This is a rough one. Even the 200-day, where is it? The 200-day simple is 160. Like it's way below that. So I think that it could bounce a little bit. And here's
not a sell, but there's no real triggers long.
No, yeah. So here's your downtrend. So you're barely holding on. You had broken it, and you're coming back up to retest it, and you're getting into this really tight consolidation range here. Something will break, but I think this is more of like a, if it's not over 142, I don't want it at all. It's a tough one. 145. It's just like, sure, you'd have to really believe in it. So do I full port? No. I spoke with two civil engineers. Or you guys are talking to each other. Oh, Wi-Fi. Okay, I'll do a couple more. Somebody wants to look at Ulta, and then we're going to call it. And then I'll hop back on to the... Yeah, Ulta, Buffett sold it. Buffett sold. That's sentiment there. I got nothing on Ulta.
I just sold more of my Connell shares at 320. That I want to see 327, but
I wanted to short Lulu the other day too. Ruru, Ramon at the 200 would have been a good one. Would have been a good one. I think she comes back in just sub 300 and then chills. Did I talk about Hood? No, but we should. So I think the crypto plays roll into the holidays. Hood, $35 today, man. Look at this. So we're at extensions. All right. Let's be real. So this is Hood, initial extension full. I should have bought so much more on this one crazy day at Hood back down to 14. I feel so dumb. Okay. So Hood is vibing right now. This is the juice. This is just, I feel like Hood's gonna turn into Palantir 2.0. I'm just saying. So my extensions bring me to 45. We are over that IPO initial price. That was where I first wanted to see this get to 33 and change. We got there. Look at today. So it's that dashed line right now. Look at today. We've gapped up. First trade is over it, and we're just holding. I think, look, as long as we're over 34.85, or essentially this prior high, this extension brings us to $40, man. This extension brings us to $40. I bought this freaking stock at $8. And I have no intention of selling it, like, ever. So I don't know what to say. Robinhood, Palantir 2.0. And then maybe we can look at SoFi. But SoFi is not there yet. SoFi, similar, not quite the same. $14 is a big deal on SoFi. If you guys have been in SoFi since 6s, 7s, congrats. I'm there with you. But and it hasn't even been that long, by the way. But at this point, we are coming into some heavy overhead supply. We want to see this chop and eventually kind of hold over. So I think, yeah. So I'm already having second thoughts about this debit spread. I'm thinking, like, what the hell am I in a debit spread for? Because it is already doubled. Like, I'm thinking, like, I just need to, like, when I see a 45 strike open on Robinhood, I just need to buy it for a leap. And that'd be Jan 27s. Is it opened yet? Oh. Boys and girls, it might just have to happen. Did they just open this? Am I losing it? I don't know, Jordy. Check this out.
What happened?
Robinhood. These will be Palantir 2.0. January 15, 2027. $50 calls, 1,100 volume.
Oh.
156,000 calls to 40,000 puts. There is nothing bearish about this stonk. I don't know, man. That's a heavy one. Those spreads already double. Yeah. Here's what it is. So I think SoFi, give this one a bit. So 1, 2, 3, not ready. 4 times the charm. We want to see a little bit of a pullback and then rippy rip. That would be ideal. AFR, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do Monster or MSTR. Affirm new highs. We are going. So Affirm on the monthly, Stratters. That puts Affirm 83.57, confirming. That's a nice fucking candle. It's what it is. It is what it is. That's a big, nasty breakout. Look at this, Jordy. Big old base.
Oh, yeah.
Whoop.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. So I think don't
upside too.
Yeah. I'm not looking at MSTR, guys, because it's a foregone conclusion. Just be long, right? Just don't even tinker with it. Just be long. These are ones that you don't necessarily realize are really bullish charts. Square, also very bullish to me. Not out of the woods yet, but I'm still in my long dated calls. I changed from short dated to long dated. I think I had a good dip buy. I'm probably not gonna do anything right now. But yeah, I'm looking for over 100, and I'm honestly looking for 130s in the next 9 months on Square. So you could take this however you want. It could be equity. 130s over, like mid 130s from now is good. I'll look at Boeing and then we're going to call it unless Jordy has one that he wants to look at. So Boeing is starting.
Tesla for me, man.
Yeah, so Boeing's an interesting one. I think it's close to bottoming out. I said 133 was my bottom I wanted. Look, definitively, we are still at the low end of this range. This is your broadening formation on Boeing. If you want to take a shot, I think you can take a shot, right? So inside week right now, it's an upside day. We're into initial consolidation. It's going up right now. The reason I'm not in a huge rush, because I think that when this goes down, it's going to be a big trade. I don't think it's going to be a small trade at all. I think in the near term, you look for 170s if this can break through this consolidation. But look at broadening range. You take it at the edges, right? This is the last edge you took, 175. It goes straight to 229. I think you can take this, but I don't want to take it with like a lot of conviction. I just want to take it with like, this is where I'm trying. We were looking at these January 175s on Boeing's. They were $70, $70 or $80 when I looked at them. I said I would rather pay up for them. They're currently $1.40 right now. I still think those are on the table. So if you did want to do something, it's January 175 Boeing calls. I think this is, if you break through, this is where you go. Today we weren't confirming earlier, but now we are. And this is just, it needed to get over essentially here at 141. So at this point, I do think this is bounceable. Here's that very near term. And I think, you know, in the next 30 to 40 days, 45 days, you could see this over 150 into those mid 170s. What's up, Ava? Yeah, we covered Meta, Chris. I think, so rewind, I think potentially, yeah, definitely. And then possibly Boeing. First time I'm saying this in a long time. What's up, Ava? But yeah, Boeing it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I'd say don't go high conviction, no, nothing like that. Just take the shot, place yourself in a position to be in the right place at the right time. And hopefully you get lucky. And we call it that. All right, guys. That's it for me. Jordy, I appreciate you jumping in, man.
Oh yeah, I'll jump in.
Real.
I'm happy to.
I love it.
It's a good
yeah, boys and girls, we're gonna call it, and then we'll all be on Spaces later on. Cool.
Yes, sir. See you then.
Adios.
Later.
See you later. Peace.